one of those gigs. And sometimes when you're on the bus, you don't want to go to sleep because you're going to get to the hotel at like 2:30, which is too early to go to sleep, especially after a gig. So you just kind of push yourself to stay up. So Michael and I were discussing Liverpool, and in particular the Cavern Club, and he was like, hey, ever think about doing a gig there? I was like, oh, I'd love to do a gig at the Cavern Club. So long story short, we decided that we're going to get in contact with them and see if they were interested in having us come and basically debut this British blues tribute show. This is the first night of a whole new show that we're going to do only 13 of. And they were keen on the idea, so we're like, okay. And here we are. I had no idea that we would do like a break at the ball, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, I just thought they would let us play. And I hope they didn't kick somebody out to do it. I thought, anyway. So that's how, it was just this random conversation we had, and, I'm lucky enough that I'm in a position where I can just ring up an agent and they go, hey, call the Cavern, I'll see if they want to have it. I remember days I couldn't get it, they wouldn't book me, it's like, why would I book Joe Bonamassa? But, it's been an honor to be here, and they've been so nice and accommodating, and put a break in that wall of fame, especially where they did. I walked by it yesterday. I thought they were going to put me like up by where the pigeons hang out, but it's a very prominent spot. I'm like really honored. It
means a lot to you. Yeah.
It really means a lot to me because the music of this country means a lot to me, And I cut my teeth on British blues vis-a-vis American blues, and the great irony in all of this is I'm the American guy re-importing it back here, And it's not lost on me, the historical significance. Like where we were sitting, this is where the original stage was, so that historical importance is not lost on me, especially on a day like today when we're basically going to take our own tunes and put them aside for a tour and concentrate on the British blues that made it really, made me want to play in the first place.
John, tell me how that came about briefly. I'm a 58-year-old guy who remembers being 14, ran into 3, Cream. How does a 38, 39-year-old New Yorker be influenced by this?
Well, my dad had a great record collection, and he was into it. So I listened to, this show is a tribute to Beck, Page, and Clapton within their scope of the British blues exposure. And it's very specific in what we're doing. We could have really branched out and done everything from, Alexis Corner to Free to the show had been 5 hours long. So we had to kind of concentrate on the three people that really made it. The three people that really made it special for me, at least initially. So we ended up doing Page.
And looking forward to the gig tonight. Obviously, have you had a chance to see any of Liverpool yet? You're in and out so quickly.
I've been coming to Liverpool. Some guy at the hotel had a Cardling Academy ticket from like 2006. When was the last time you heard of the Cardling? I've been coming to this town for a long time. We used to play
Birkenhead? Pacific Road Art Centre.
Pacific Road, the train station. The other side of the water. It used to sound dreadful in there because it was all tin. And we don't know how to turn down, but they used to come back, and then we actually finally played Liverpool proper because I never put the two together. And we were playing Birkenhead, it was actually Liverpool. So I've been coming here since day one, since I've been touring, and we did the arena last year, and people really responded well to it, and to come back here, we've been trying to do this twice a year, where we pick a club. And we do a free show, and we do like a wristband lottery thing. So this way, the whole point is everybody who queues up and comes in here has a wristband with their name attached to it. And like we did with Mr. Kipps, it's not. What I don't want anybody ever to say at one of our free shows is that, hey man, I paid like $500 to get into this thing. It's like, so we try the best we can to alleviate that element. And I have told Clay today I want like a half a dozen wristbands, and I'm gonna go out there about 6:30 or 7. Who doesn't have a wristband? You know, try to find some kids, you know, buy them some earplugs and send them down here. But you know, that's the whole point of it. Is to give back, and you know. I mean, it takes a lot of money to tour, so like, you know, our tickets are expensive. It takes a lot of money to have 30 people on the road, 4 trucks, and we got the size of the light show alone is like you know, we're trying to do it properly. So these kind of gigs really mean the world to not only myself, but to the fans, because it really is just about just playing show, old school.
I know the Beatles weren't big influences for you, but you're playing where John Lennon and Paul McCartney began. Tell me about the Beatles and how you feel today.
Well, you know, I was sitting at the hotel. We're staying across the street, and it is like a 24-hour endless loop of the Beatles music. And to the point where I might twist in my own to the point where hey guys, you ever go home and listen to the Beatles? They're like, no. The idea, you know, the Beatles music, when I listen to it, it's just one classic standard song after the next. It was like they never made a bad track. And I was more influenced by, when people asked me if the Beatles or the Stones, I said, see, none of the above. I was into Cream and Free and, you know, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. But if you look at the names that are on that wall, all those British blues guys played here. So, because of the gravity of the Cavern Club, the Beatles obviously take a lot of that you know, take a lot of the, you know, they played here 291 times in the 2 years. It's like a house gig. But ultimately, you know, all the heavyweights of the British blues came to this place, and like this was the hang. It was the Marquee in London. It was the Cavern here. Trying to think of another place in this country, but you know, they were, it's probably Colston Hall in Bristol. You know, I mean, like Zeppelin played there, and so all that stuff really starts adding up to, you know, this the giants of British music. You know? That's why I'm here.
You're really welcome back. You're going to be loud in here tonight, you told me.
Well, the thing is, we don't know how to turn down. I mean, I'm using 1 amp instead of 4. That's a start.
Well, that's a concession. Yeah.
But, yeah,
many of us are elderly, Joe. You know,
we'll try to keep it under 125 decibels. I mean, like,
Don't worry.
But you know, the whole thing about it is when we did Kips, it was like when we did Kips, it was like I think people were getting physically ill, but they loved it. You know, when we did the gig in Germany, we did like a small club in like this old Baroque castle. We started getting ill; it was so loud. So we decided not to bring our own monitors, and so we're going to use house monitors, which should keep the level down. It's the wedges that get too loud.
Bonamassa, welcome back to Liverpool.
Thank you for having me.
Really
Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much.
Can I trouble you for one quick picture?
Come on, man. Let's